This is a suspension bridge. Built over the Pisco River, and 500 years ago this was an Inca bridge, but now it's modern. This is the beginning of today's adventure. So this is a Inca graveyard inland from Paracas on the way to the highlands, which are the way to the Andes. Just off an Inca road that went to, or goes, to Ayacucho.
Of course, we'll have to say you're volunteering down
here. Yeah, so in this graveyard, which is Inca, the bones that tend to survive are femurs. So you can calculate the height of a person based upon the femur. So in this case, this person would have been about 6 feet tall, which is more or less what I am. So that gives us an indication of how big the Inca were. These are graves of common people because we don't see a lot of ceramics or any other burial items of intrinsic value. This area, which is now deserted, but in the background you can see an andene, or series of terraces that would have been under cultivation at some time in the past. However, how long ago that would have been, we simply don't know. And once again, we cross what is a modern bridge, but which would have been, at the time of the Inca, the same style, a suspension bridge, but made out of natural materials and not iron and steel and all this stuff. And the river, it comes down from the Andes. We're now at Tambo, Colorado, which means the colored inn, or the red inn. And this is Inca construction. It was a way station and a toll booth of sorts, controlling the flow of people and anything produced, like food, etc., from the coast near Paracas to the highlands to Cusco. Almost no one comes, in terms of tourists, to Tambo, Colorado, and that's good for us because we get to miss all of the god-awful crowds that are often in a place like Cusco. And what this place shows us is that the style of building by the Inca and other cultures was dependent upon the natural materials that they had. In this case, not so much stone, but more adobe, because that was the material that was abundant. You can still see bits of paint, white, and in some places red and orange. Here's red. And this is the original color. That's oxide, probably an iron oxide. So these buildings would have been beautifully colored in the distant past. Here again, the red, above it, the yellow, and the red again. And from the top of what's called the Torreon, the watchtower, you get a good survey of the whole site itself. Again, you can see the red on the walls, which would have been original. It's presumed this was built about 1472, but it was built on earlier and older foundations. Before the Inca were the Chincha. Before the Chincha were the Wadi. Before the Wadi were the Nazca. And before the Nazca were the Paracas. So it's quite plausible that even the Paracas culture had access to the highlands of Peru, including Cusco, 3,000 years ago.